Thank you so much, Fatima, for just awakening, I would say, the whole crowd. And we always say that on the stage, live is a very different experience. And I've heard many times in your face, this is directly into the crowd what we are talking about. Thank you so much, first of all, for coming in. Now, many of you keep asking me what 3i is all about. And I always say, look, we are not an event management company. We are not a media tech. We are not a company which is into just making the thought leaders. We are an emotion. And the idea is to kind of make an experience for our thought leaders and enterprises a real one. And experiences sometimes run high and dry. Now, 4 months back, we were almost coaxed into saying, look, you've done so many digital engagements. Why aren't you doing something on ground? And I always kept on saying, for doing on-ground things for 24,000 members, we need not a location out here, but maybe a Kantirwa Stadium in Bangalore, or maybe a location outside of Bangalore, which is just akin to a stadium. And I always keep on saying, look, pandemic taught us many things. A lot of our friends, acquaintances, relatives lost their lives. And the lessons have been learned, if I call it that way. And I want to quote a couplet, which to me is very resonating, and some of you can actually take a cognizance of this. And this is actually, I have a favorite actor in Bollywood today. Bollywood has a very different connotation with the hashtag going on. Irfan. The guy just broke the mold from the clans of Khans and Kumars and came out very, very visible with only his style of acting, which is well known. He lost his life early due to cancer, last stage terminal. And when he was actually at the end stage, he wrote a set of lines which is very, very good. And I'll just say, Zindagi choti nahi hoti. हम देर से जीना शुरू करते हैं. जिंदगी छोटी नहीं होती, हम देर से जीना शुरू करते हैं. जब तक रास्ते समझ में आते हैं, लौटने का वक्त हो जाता है. And I think this is where it's all about. We are doing so much of work in our day-to-day life. We are leaders, we are professionals in our own regard, but somewhere we are missing how exactly we need to live true to our sense. And this exactly what our genesis of 3i was all about. We never went ahead with an intent of saying, look, we'll create a largest community, we'll get all the leaders together. No. It just kept on adding. And I'm so thankful to all the friends, colleagues, and acquaintances I have in this ecosystem, of which 21 of my 25 years I've spent into analytics, AI, data science, and I must say that, look, this is one industry, if you have kids, make them get into this industry because this is recession-proof and future-proof. Now, let me give an understanding about 3AI, but before that, I want to give a very quick sense about the global AI analytics ecosystem. And so much is happening with this euphoria around Chat GPT, all that aspect of conversational AI, and AI really, in true sense, coming alive. Let me spend some time giving you a peek into this. Now, the fact over there is that AI has become a priority. As I speak, 64 nations have either drafted their AI policy or they're on the verge of doing that. India is one of them, of course. More importantly, this is being considered not only, I would say, transformative for the enterprises, but for society, for humanity as well. Now, the fact over there, what's important in AI is there are numbers to speak, and data cannot go wrong. Today, a sum total of 200 plus geographies, their combined countries, their combined GDP is about $19 trillion. AI, in the next few years, have a potential contribution to become almost equivalent to China's GDP, $15.9 trillion we're talking about. Most importantly, this will give actually a lift of 15% of the overall output of GDP to many of the countries. And that's all proven. Now, this is where the fact is. Proven studies are saying, look, if you are a laggard, if you're not really catching up with AI, you have a reason to worry. And in the sessions today, you'll hear about many of the things where AI has already caught on, got really embedded, deep, pervasive within the organizations, period. There is no doubt around this. And competitors have a lot to catch up if they are not on the AI bandwagon. And the fact over there is that if you are on a mode of creating business value, immense potential of generating tremendous business value using AI. Now, the fact over there is that what's happening, I keep on saying, 5 years back when I wrote a book, one of the chapter was dedicated towards something called algorithm economy. We are all surrounded by algorithms, it's pervaded, and algorithms are deciding our decision making. And that's where now it's got what we say, the corporate decision making with AI analytics. And I always use AI analytics in the same continuum because that's a determinant of the organizational maturity, I keep on saying. Now, the fact over there is that the numbers are really changing the game altogether. Let me give you some sense about the numbers, and these are being taken from different sources put together. And we usually don't go wrong with the numbers because many of the folks in this room are the ones who have shared the numbers with us, so it's all collated. Close to about 36, or rather 82 to $95 billion was spent on AI transformation last year. That's massive. Now we are talking about a segment called AI market segment per se, which will be a $280 billion. By the way, the CAGR of this segment is close to about 22%, which is 3 times of the IT technology CAGR, which is almost about 1.4 trillion industry. Now, IT took 28 years, technology industry took 28 years to reach to $1.4 trillion. Look at the right side number, $430 billion of market size will be created when you combine AI analytics. Analytics was always there because it's a $150 billion industry. Now, look at the whopping pace of catch-up. What AI is now coming in terms of addressable market, and the spends are increasing big time actually over there. And that also means a reflection in the startup side. $68 billion equivalent amount was funded in the 900 rounds of startups last year itself, despite what we say the startup winter. Now, the fact over there is that whether it's organizations, it's professionals, or actually the service providers, everyone is looking to harness the wave of AI. What's happening in next few years? And this is all definitive. Every problem in the enterprise, even in the personal life, will be rephrased as an AI problem. And if that's not enough, AI will unleash a lot of new product and services. And you've seen that, how the digital native platforms companies are really doing that trick on a day-to-day basis. And AI will be a force multiplier for any kind of transformation which needs to happen in the industry. Now, when you look at all these aspects, and as I was always ridiculed when I tossed up a thing called AI strategy 4 years back, because my own organization, along with me and NK and others who run AI Curate, when we went to the companies to say, look, we curate AI strategies for you, they said, okay, what is that? We've heard about business strategies. We've heard about Michael Porter, 5C competency. The fact over there is that AI strategy is a reality. It's all about looking at how do you reimagine customer experience, how do you innovate product and services, and how do you really transform the businesses. Insurtech, fintech, manufacturing tech, health tech, realities. Now this is where we say, look, why are we really looking at this all together in the context of 3AI? And which is where our mission starts. We're not here to do anything but create the largest global commune and platform for AI analytics leaders, professionals, and aspirants. And trust me, we're very maniacally focused on this. There is a method to madness, what we are trying to do. And of course, through trials, tribulations, experimentation, and the help of the friends what we have fairly found what's our secret sauce. And every organization have their secret sauce. We know that what it exactly it is. Let me give you some idea about our scale and reach. Many of you may not be aware. 600 plus, 602 is the exact count of our top-of-the-line analytics AI leaders. But by the way, these 600 leaders have been chosen from 9,400 plus applications what we received for thought leaders in last 4 years. So imagine the strike rate. 9,000 applications, 600 thought leaders. There is a criteria, there is a way how we evaluate, and trust me, the jury and the assessment committee on our side are never revealed in terms of the names, because the gentlemen and the ladies and the women who are sitting, they all know who these people are, because such is the close combined ecosystem of analytics AI. Everyone is, I would say, there. 24,000 members, 22 geographies, and that's, I would say, purely because of the folks like you. I mean, we never went ahead in terms of saying, look, we need members and all, but when we really look back, now it's an onus and responsibility for us. Every member have their own definitions in terms of how they are looking and expecting out of us in terms of this platform. And through our own curated set of databases, the kind of engagements, interventions we have done, we've created our own aspects in terms of where exactly we're trying to outreach, 11,000 CXOs kind of outreach with almost 1.4 million technology professionals of the 5 million in India what we have, and also 125 academic institutions. And I'm so happy, many in this crowd also are from academic institutions, the dean, HODs, and the faculties over there. And it's a tremendous effort in terms of what we are all coming together as a rallying cry to create this ecosystem of analytics AI. And also, I'll introduce later in the conversation today, we have our Middle East chapter head present out here. He's specifically flown in from Oman. We have a gentleman who's from US who's coming here to speak. And this is where we say, look, geographical footprint for us is important because we are all tied to the hip in terms of saying, look, if this is an industry we belong, let's make it come together. So soon we will be expanding in Hong Kong, Singapore, and other countries as well. This is a skim through of our entire execution and scale. I will not go into the depth. But the fact over there is that we also partner with enterprises. Today, the ballgame has changed. It's all about creating a thought leadership. It's all about creating a persona, and thought leadership is not easy. And I keep on saying with a very provocative tone, talk is cheap, thought leadership is elusive, and influencers are zilch in our country. Everyone wants to become a thought leader. Everyone wants to become an influencer. It's not easy, and I'll tell you why I'm saying that. This is our executive team. Many of you would have met NK and couple, 3 of us, facing a midlife crisis. That's how you can see in the photographs. That's how it's coming out. But we've got 50-plus member team with us, all focused, whether it's content, operations, onboarding, interface with universities, corporates and all. We've got those troopers behind us in terms of making it happen. Thanks to all of them. Now, this is where we say organizations and individuals today need visibility. They need to understand that mind share accentuation is not created overnight. And it's not the realm and the bastion of chosen few. Go to the Google website today, type AI analytics leaders. Same 25 AI analytics leaders in India are cropping up from last 20 years from the time I've started using Google. Why is that? Many of us have this misconception, which I want to deconstruct, that once we start talking about in any forum, once we have a quantum of talks in different conferences, we've arrived. Really? How many times you've been told in the conference or a forum what exactly you need to be speaking? How many times you've figured out what's your secret sauce of being differentiated? Now, this is where I keep on saying, look at Bollywood. I give an example of Irfan. There is a women character called Shefali Chaya. Giving tough time to the existing incumbents purely because their method of acting is way different in terms of what others are doing. Pankaj Tripathi, Rajkumar Rao, Ayushmann Khurrana, and I can go on. Now, this is where you say that professional ecosystem is not distinct from Bollywood. Of course, we're not in the business of entertainment, but the fact over there is that, yes, we are here to prove what exactly we can do, not only for the organization, for ourselves, for society. And at the end of the day, we should also know how to create a mind share. And this is exactly where our 3I things start over there, what we call a thought leadership matrix. Every thought leader who's onboarded goes through a process of what we call a persona identification. And this persona identification is all about keeping his or her focus area, expert areas into mind, and then creating a matrix in terms of what all out of 7 engagements we have in terms of speaking, they should be talking about. So in terms of thought leadership, we have 4 dimensions: speaking, publishing, mentoring, and networking. And I'll talk about the other ones in the subsequent slide. This persona is something which keeps us going in terms of really saying that, look, why an X thought leader has to be differentiated from Y thought leader or a Z thought leader, because it's all about their different industry, I would say, experience, the way they actually perceive analytics AI, and the way they want to also narrate in terms of saying, look, this is where I stand in terms of my articulation. TLC, we've done 46 of what we call Thought Leaders Circle networking meetup sessions last year since we opened up after pandemic. And one of the things outside of the very intimate networking sessions we do is to pick up themes which are resonating, being very topical in the industry, and saying, look, can we get the nuggets of wisdom and experience from our thought leaders and capture that as part of any reports, any kind of a, let's say, dissemination we do for our 24,000 members. And trust me, these sessions have become a treasure trove of knowledge, not only, I would say, for the 24,000 member group what we have, but even for existing leaders as well. Not to take out, you forge new connections, you make kind of a new, I would say, set of networking possible. And this is where what we are saying, look, we want to continue with these sessions now in other countries as well, and you'll get to know about some of these aspects as well. We've done a lot of events. People keep on saying, okay, on-ground session for the first time, but yes, we are not novice when it comes to events. Many of you also participated. Many of you have also spoken in these previous 9 large-scale format events what we did. Just to kind of give you a reflection of our attendee details, the last event, GCCs, which was focused primarily on GCC-specific kind of an ecosystem, was attended by 7,400 participants, online, of course. And this is where we say that, look, at some level, it's not about the quantum. Each and every part of these events are curated. Even the session, what you see today, we did a crowdsourcing. 4 months back, we went to many of our thought leaders and asked them, what is that you want in the event to be like? Session tracks, differentiated, spotlight talks, RPM sessions. You will never experience these sessions before, and trust me, the 10 leaders of spotlight talks, the RPM sessions, the 4 of them, and the 4 group sessions, you've got the best of the stellar speakers who have actually curated, prepped, and rehearsed for these sessions just to ensure that the crowd get that experience, what is required to understand what's happening in terms of topicalness, contemporary AI analytics ecosystem. And not to take out, we have our differentiated thought leadership formats. Many of you have been part of Knowledge Insights, AI Co-Talks, AI Makers Unpacked as well, and roundtable leadership roundtable sessions, which we keep on doing. We have 3 awards which are staggered throughout the year. One of that, ACME, we will be announcing today, and many of you amongst the crowd will be kind of getting those awards, and some of you were actually checking with me in the sidelines. Look, don't start putting currency notes in my jackets. I can't take that kind of a thing. Awards are already decided, so nothing can actually change. We also have an AI Makers list, which we publish every year. Soon you will kind of know who are the top 100 influencers, thought leaders in this space. We've also started a program for startups. We believe, I think one of the part of giving back is startups need help. Many of the time, startups have wonderful set of MVPs, product solutions, offerings. They don't have access to the market, clients, or the ecosystem, and this is where, with so much of the entrenched ecosystem, what we have, the idea is to ensure startups come in, really kind of exhibit and exude what they have and will provide that ecosystem kind of environment and support to them. And soon we are also starting a angel investor network within 3AI. Many of you guys have approached us and said, look, you would like to invest in startups, and that's something we are working in terms of modalities. And this is where we say, look, if you look at some of the testimonials we have received from our leaders, I keep on saying, look, we are just there because of you. All these events will keep on doing it, but don't judge us just by saying we are an event management company or a media tech company. I'll show in the last slide what we are. Console, can you please play the video?
When we talk about India, when we talk about the AI and analytics pool, no conversation, I would say, is complete without the mention of 3AI.
For me, 3AI has been sort of more than just a network. It's been an incredible platform. There is something for everyone, and that's the beauty of 3AI.
I feel the mentorship program that 3AI run, where leaders are assigned with mentees, and mentees can get help, not only on the technical side, but functional, operational people, career.
If you're a company looking to brand yourself and to up the game in terms of hiring analytics talent, 3AI probably provides one of the best platforms in India.
A national level large community of practice, and now it's an international level large community of practice for the AI and analytics professionals.
Democratization of expertise or democratization of knowledge and democratization of ideas, making it totally accessible to everybody. I think that is a very, very admirable step by 3AI.
There are people who want to be data scientists. There are people who are leaders and, evangelists in this space, and we need something that brings them together. And I believe that 3AI is doing a wonderful job.
I think 3AI is doing a win-win for both the young talent as well as the leaders.
More than that, I think 3AI was really helpful in the sense that they have really helped us with some partner ecosystems, finding the right partner ecosystems in the market.
But I think something like this is needed for the industry, because all of us work in this AI analytics world, and there are similar problems, different industries. So this is a terrific platform for us to get together, listen from each other, and take those solutions instead of trying to reinvent the wheel.
Really networking analytics professionals globally using a platform of 3AI is phenomenal.
3AI is creating a huge knowledge base, a huge ecosystem for learning, sharing, and thriving together.
I would say that this is a really, really great initiative, and I'm sure in near future, more and more people will be coming and joining this platform.
3AI.
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 I think 3AI
3AI is
India's largest platform for AI analytics leaders, professionals, and aspirants. And this is what I keep on saying. We are in motion. What we want to do is to attempt to make an experience for our members, leaders, and ecosystem. I have a segment to thank a lot of people towards the end, and I'll do that while taking time. My time is up. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best for this event. And please make sure, if you have any questions, meet us. We are on the sideline as well. Thank you so much.